I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
We are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching part 2, I think of 4, we know now, of the Kaguya-sama Love is War movie. This is really cool. I didn't expect a movie. I didn't know one was coming. And after last part, I'm just really excited. I think
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous
very
too.
excited, but I'm also nervous.
So this isn't the end, right? This is the first 2 of, I think, 4 parts, if I'm correct. And if that's the case, I don't know how we're going to handle the other 2 parts. Maybe we watch them in one sitting and then comment on the whole thing. I don't know. Let us know.
We'll learn
whatever you guys think.
We'll learn from part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm excited. I liked last bit, and I just want to continue. We left off on Ice Kaguya. That's a very tense place to be.
That's why I said I was nervous.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Nothing makes me happier than seeing Ishigami as Harry Potter.
I wish every movie came with an intro.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get any more ultra rare Kaguya or Miyuki going forward. Or if Ice has basically eliminated ultra rare Kaguya.
Maybe for the time being. Okay. The coloring. Oh my goodness. Whoa.
Perfect person example to use to explain this to us.
Huh. No. I was crying.
Kaguya was crying too.
Oh my god.
Kaguya, what are you doing?
Trust the process.
Is she trying to get him to kiss her?
I think so.
That's what Ice wanted. I mean, it's 40 seconds away from something else.
The room felt so much smaller in that instance.
Look at her hands. Hold her hand! Pockets.
See, she wants him to take initiative too, right?
Has it unlocked?
Little pouty face.
Oh no, the car to pick her up.
She waved down a taxi by accident. For real?
I bet she had those
she had mittens the whole time. Oh. Look, Shinami is a complex character, dude. She's had a tough upbringing, and there are some walls that she's putting up internally, and Miyuki needs to show her that he loves all of those walls.
And he's willing to break them down.
Mm-hmm.
The dreaded trauma words is the exact way to put it. Is she acting normal with everyone except him? Perfume.
What if Titans wore perfume? Whoa, cool shot.
And now she doesn't want to be around him smelling like a middle-aged woman.
Oh my god. Whoa. It's okay. You've worked up a sweat. It's mixed with the perfume. Tragic.
It's the perfect time.
The heart note.
It's like we're back to all the misunderstandings of season 1.
Dude, this is different though.
I know, it is different. I mean, sitting with Kashiwagi like this.
Whoa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But she might understand Shinomiya.
会長が私の気持ちを全然分かってくれない。これはかぐや様と会長の話？ええ、そう言ってるのよ。話ってどうせもう気づいているのは時間の無駄よ。友達の話
I know.
がないことに気づくな。かぐや様がいつもの100倍か。うちの話なんだけどな。女が言ったんだ。キスなんてなら今してみますかって。そんなのって。 おかわいい話じゃない。気持ちわかるな。気分が乗れば誰とでもする。を隠そうとしているのがバレバレ。だけっていう本音よ。さらに踏み込むならその子会長からキスしてほしいの。どうすからキスさせようとしていろいろしてみたけど。会長からキス？ええ。かぐや様に言ってるじゃない。
The voice acting in this show is top tier.
私が会長のこと好きだからにでもあっさり認めるんですね。欲しいのは当然でしょ。締めてほしいし、それ以上のことを求められても私は多分許す。わかりました。わかりました。欲しいならそういう気持ちを素直に伝えればいいんじゃないですか。それはできないわ。なぜ？会長を前にするとなぜか素直になれないの。わかるー。ついつんけんしちゃうの。
You asked the perfect person.
今日も香水つけてみたりしたらめっちゃ逃げ出して挨拶したら無視すんの。私からお願いしたいだろ。に私と同じタイプだわ。恐ろしいほど心配されても信じ。
That was a great shot.
もしかしてみゆきとかぐや。
Oh.
で大人のキスをしたわ。大人のキスと点がつながった。だ失敗だったわ。そうなんですか。キスはどういうのでしたか。私デートの帰り道信号待ちの時彼が突然入れたくなかった。とても素敵だわよ。 全然ロマンティックじゃない。するようなこの世界にありふれたキスがいい。私はただ普通の恋がしたいの。
I have chills.
Me too.
篠宮はあのことをどう思った。
氷かぐやとは誰もが持つ他者への警戒心であり同時に恋心でもある。本日の勝敗篠宮かぐや。
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Maki, you can't just jump in someone's arms and say you're the only one for me when they're talking to their crush.
We are so lucky that we get to watch the show.
I know.
Okay, that was I guess technically part 2 of the movie ish.
Wow.
The second part of part 1. That was really, really good.
This one gave me chills.
Yeah, that went by so quick too.
Yeah.
That was, how long was that? That was 25. There's no, that was so quick. Oh my god. Any first thoughts?
First thought, it's just word choice interesting.
Yeah.
That whenever they refer to Ice Kaguya, they always say, "Oh, you let your hair down," which to us is like a phrase or a saying that means like you aren't wary, you're more comfortable, you're letting loose, you know? And you would think that would describe the Kaguya that is more willing to jump into the arms of love than be wary of it.
Yeah.
So I do think that that's interesting.
My favorite pieces of media, TV shows, movies, books, when I feel like I am being taught or being shown something that is different and unique, and that, hell, we react to anime mostly, and then immediately after we finish it, we try to talk about what we liked, and then try to analyze the characters to try to appreciate the show more. It turns out, like, time and time again, my favorite things that I watch are the things that I have most trouble putting into words why I loved them right after watching them. And it's because I'm not able to. I don't have that ability in me, and I'll try to hit it on the head, but I'll probably be a little off. So apologies going forward in the discussion, but this is one of my favorite episodes of this. It's not even an episode. It's one of the
parts.
Yeah, I loved it so much, and I loved the writing was amazing, astounding, and the word choice, like you said. And in a weird way, I could be off base a little bit, but I related to Kaguya this episode in not a way that I'm proud of in my own life, but in the way that, obviously we had Ice Kaguya this episode, right? And in my mind, this image of Ice Kaguya previously was one-dimensionally a more closed off Kaguya, right? And that's where I let my mind stop, rather than understanding truthfully what was behind the ice and what made the ice in the first place. Because Kaguya has many thoughts that are going on in her own head, and previous experiences that have led her to put this what was the term they used, persona,
manifestation and persona were
to put this persona forward. And I understand, unfortunately, that maybe to some people Ice Kaguya can come off just how you look at her, right? Just like cold or like,
aloof.
Yeah,
is a word choice they used.
What's going on like her thought process, and being able to hear that this episode, and see Miyuki's like internal struggle and struggle trying to understand it and decode it, for lack of a better way of putting it. Like it's so awesome. I thought this was so well done.
It's kind of like if you hadn't understood what she was doing and what she was going through before in the episode, you would have understood after Miyuki and Maki talk.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And then having this character be like, oh wow, she sounds like me, like, and be able to almost unlock that further.
Yeah.
For the audience and for Miyuki, of like why she's acting the way she is and why it makes sense.
Yeah, hiding true feelings behind assertive words. And how they describe Kaguya too is like, oh, you're so much, you're 100 times smarter, and in the most backwards.
Said.
Yeah, and in the most backwards way. Maybe she's coming off that way because she's being more observational and more assertive. Well, not even not assertive, but like more like she's thinking more, right? But thinking more doesn't mean you're smarter. It means that you're going to put up more internal walls and jump through more internal hoops that people on the outside aren't going to be able to tell or know that you've jumped through.
Yeah, I mean, we in this episode, I said something like along the lines of, whoa, we're getting back to almost like games of like first season. And you were really like on point to say right after I said that this feels different. And obviously there's a different tone to it. And then we get in this episode, Kaguya loses. We get that like same screen of like there's been a battle.
Yeah.
And there's something discordant about a lot of the things in this episode, and I think it fits what's happening, is that it feels like everything should be right and everything should be in a place, and wow, there's been so much work and finally we should be on the same page. Why aren't we? And for the audience, it's like this really great frustrating feeling of like, oh, why can't we just move it a little bit, like nudge it a little bit? And it makes a lot of sense, but it's still kind of like this off feeling, this it's wary. Honestly, I think what is being done visually and with dialogue and with the choice of where to take our feelings and then what to be doing with it now, I think what it is it's literally making us feel how Kaguya feels right now, which is wary. The line was that Ice Kaguya coming out right now is a manifestation of her wariness.
Yeah.
And I think that there are choices that are being made in how this part especially was told to us that were to make us feel a similar feeling.
I agree. I there's one bit that really got me too. This whole, all 3 seasons that we've watched, I love this series. I love this show. And I love the show for the reason I'm sure everybody does, right? But I've grown accustomed to the happy-go-lucky like show with amazing bits and like really funny moments. The score is great, and when they want to go emotional, they always blow it out of the park. But I think in that I have lost sight of the 2 people like that it's about, and Miyuki and Shinomiya, because like this show is so grandiose and showy.
Mm-hmm. But
when Kaguya said that all that she wanted was an ordinary romance,
and,
I was like...
And you think about what both of them did, the finale of season 3 was grand.
Yeah.
Not only did Miyuki have, like, balloons out of the sky, that was grand, and then Kaguya did more than a ordinary kiss.
Yep.
Both of them went, crazy, went really far, and when she says that line in this episode of just wanting, she's like, wow, when Kashiwaki's like, yeah, he kissed me before we crossed a crosswalk in front of a mini mart, and Kaguya was like, oh my gosh. And it's like, we loved as an audience that the balloons and the thing, and we know that Miyuki felt like it was right because he's been waiting so long to confess, and he felt like she deserved it to
That's why we thought the show was ending. Yeah,
and it's like obviously he thought that she deserved, and there needed to be a really grand approach to this so that she was aware of his feelings and that neither of them could escape from their feelings, and it needed to be big. And to have that kind of step back here after of like, but really, if someone were to make a grand, big first step to you, I mean, like, you just want the love. You don't want all the, like, show and all the, moving forward faster. You want all of the steps. You want to enjoy the first little kiss that's kind of awkward, that's in front of a mini mart in the, like, late at night, and then you want the kiss that 40 seconds later.
Yeah, and like just getting it out of the way, it was amazing and romantic and perfect.
But it's
what
like,
Miyuki
was
did,
it for
right?
us?
But no, and I think that's the point that I'm trying to make, because I think it was for a bit, right? It was for us and our giddiness and hype.
It was a finale
that we want, like that we felt like, oh yay, we're watching a romance comedy anime. This is perfect, but it's not even a back step. It's a step that we've never actually tried, or we've very rarely tried to take in this show, which is like, okay, like remove all the like gags, right? Have these 2 people who are in love with each other sit down and like try to figure out like how to communicate with each other, really, like truthfully, and be honest and be vulnerable.
Right. They don't even know they can't even communicate with each other. So it's like
difficult.
It's almost like the finale of season 3 was like, okay guys, audience, this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
You wanted this to lead up to this big boom reveal and confession. And I know all leading up to it, I was like, confession. And it was like, you forget that the story, like you've said, is about these 2 characters, and you want them to actually be able to have what can be seen as maybe a realistic and romantic love connection going forward. As a viewer, you don't want them to just have some flashy big moment and then think to yourself, oh, the series is over. I wonder if they ever got married or actually should have been together to begin with. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow, I was so excited, and it was so finale moment to have that, but it was not.
It was surface level.
But it was surface level.
This is what is like really making me like put like I said at the beginning. This is what's making me not be able to find the right words to show or say how much I appreciate the show. Like I
had chills writing. This episode.
Me too, and it also makes me like, God, I've thought back to the first time that like you and I like had our first kiss like throughout the years, and I've been like so embarrassed about it because of how not like
not romantic it was, or not like
no,
grand,
exactly.
showy romantic it was.
Because like I had like so many plans, and like I try to plan things like months in advance and make things like so, you know, and it just didn't feel right, and something else did, and then afterwards I was like, man, that other thing would be a better story to tell, whatever. It's not about that, right? It's about the actual moment alone between two people, like, and I know that moment was alone between them at the end of season 3, but this just feels really interesting and so cool to explore further. I wanted to read some of the narrator's lines here when Kaguya sees Miyuki by the tree.
And her face is so soft.
Yeah. Ice Kaguya is one of Kaguya Shinomiya's many diverse sides. She is the manifestation of the wariness everyone has towards one another. That, at the same time, she's also the cowardly heart of one who's in love. It's like, you're writing people, not just like anime characters, right? Like, it's so good.
Cowardly of someone that's in love. Like, if you think about love, it is and putting yourself out there for love, it is probably one of the most vulnerable things that you can do, like, in protecting your own personal self.
Yeah.
It is the most, like, you're literally breaking your own self-protection, self-preservation down to let someone in hopes that they like want to guard your heart and be with you. And so I really did like the word choice there of like cowardly.
Yeah.
Because I think you should take that risk, you know, to try for it. I think it's worth it. But I can totally understand, like, coward makes me think of someone who will take any excuse to not. And I feel like that's definitely what we see with all these little games that these two characters play in this show, is that they are finding any little excuse or any little plan or plot they can do so that at first it was about pride, so that they didn't have to be the one.
Or at least it appeared to be.
It appeared to be. You're totally right for rephrasing that. It appeared to be about pride, that they didn't want to be the one that confessed first because they are these elite, smart student body president and, you know, vice president and Shinomiya household name. And really, it was about not wanting to be the one that opened up your heart first, not because of pride, but being scared that your heart was going to get broken.
It was deeper than that.
Yeah.
God, so good. And the music was amazing. They had a great reflection shot, like with the perfume scene with Miko Ino. Mm-hmm. The animation of Kaguya running away was amazing.
I liked the masks, and I liked that Maki was the one being used for the masquerade mask.
Yeah,
and then we get her at the end. I'm like, I remember I was like, she's the perfect character to have the mask, like, kind of this whole scenario explaining what Kaguya goes through and how Kaguya thinks. And then at the end, they literally use that.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, this is the character who probably most closely understands why she says or does the things she does.
Mm-hmm. God.
It was so good. One last thing I wrote down, I really liked that Miyuki finally has like some words to describe his biggest fears.
Yeah.
And that is the how cute, and he calls them trauma words.
Yeah.
I wrote that down because I was like, oh, we're calling them something now.
It was so good. I don't know, like on one hand, like it's like they're what, 17, 16?
Mm-hmm, 17. I think Kaguya said she was 17.
And I understand, like, these are problems that, like, a lot of people, like, who are around that age would have, or, like, even older, you know? And I understand that, but, like, the way of writing makes it feel, like, it's just so well done that it feels like it's special. Like, it feels like, it's hard to say. The show just feels special. And I know that maybe it's because it's just, I love romance anime and I've only watched 2 or 3 ever.
I know, I need you to watch so much more.
But it feels like...
I have a list.
It feels so great, man. Like it's no secret that one of my favorite shows of all time we watched on the channel, and that was Mob Psycho, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like really special about that. And on a rewatch, and then on I was like on a rewatch and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, it's perfect. Maybe it's perfect for me. Maybe it's not like great and amazing. Maybe like I just haven't watched enough anime. Totally Not Mark put out a video dissecting Mob Psycho, and he's like a really well respected anime reviewer, just not anime, story reviewer, you know? And he really appreciated it. And it made that feeling of how special that show was to me feel validated. And in the same way that I felt that Mob Psycho was special, in this kind of category, this show feels really special. And I don't think I've appreciated it enough until the first two parts of this one movie.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe that we've only watched half of a movie.
It's really great to have something, just to call something entertaining doesn't necessarily mean that it's filling.
Yeah.
Or fulfilling.
You're right.
Or satisfying. And it could just be entertaining on a surface level. But I think that this story, this writing has done a really good job at kind of, at least to some degree, checking all of the boxes. Like if you were like, oh, on a scale of 1 to 5, I don't know, in each category, but there's at least enough of every single element that it needed to feel full.
Yep.
So I really enjoy Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Until next time, right?
And
couple
next
days,
time.
I think. I hope.
I'm not exactly sure what day. We might be surprised by it.
We'll watch it when we can.
We will watch it, and we will definitely watch it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.